Man, that new Xenoverse 2 trailer, it actually looked pretty cool. What are you doing, dude? You still play Xenoverse 2? Bro, Sparking Zero is about to come out and you're still glazing this game? Dude, what's your problem? All I said was that it looked pretty cool. How is that glazing? Yeah, okay, dude. Just keep kissing Dibs' ass. Alright, bro. You're making a complete ass out of yourself right now. You want to know what's really making an ass out of itself? Xenoverse 2. Dude, I literally just saw you playing Xenoverse 2 like a couple hours ago. Okay, so now we're just gonna lie? Oh, really? So, who's this? That's not me. That ain't you? Pocket sand!
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is killing Xenoverse 2? Well, that seems to be the narrative that a lot of people are pushing for right now. So yeah, I wanted to make this video mainly because I've just been seeing a lot of negativity surrounding Xenoverse 2 in general ever since, you know, Sparking Zero got announced, you know, over several months ago. It's been like, what, 9-10 months now since Sparking Zero first dropped its, you know, major announcement trailer. And as soon as that dropped, Xenoverse 2 has just been getting absolute backshots. Like, it's just been dying, bro. So in all seriousness, I'm going to keep this video as unbiased as I possibly can because I know a lot of people are going to call me like a Xenoverse glazer and all that stuff. And in reality, I try to see, you know, both sides, right? I'm trying to understand both sides with how people are, you know, really either worried about Xenoverse 2 if it's going to quote unquote die when Sparking Zero drops, or these people who are, you know, saying like, hey, this game did what it did, what it needed to do, and now we want to move on, okay? And I can understand all sides, right? Let's just talk about what's been going on recently with it and what will happen once Sparking Zero drops, okay? Will Xenoverse 2 ultimately just cease to exist? That's, again, that seems to be how like people are viewing this. Once Sparking Zero releases within, you know, 1 week, it's exactly 1 week from this game dropping, okay, they think that Xenoverse 2 is actually just going to be erased, like Thanos snap, like it's gone, right? So, as you guys know, okay, I recently made this video talking about Future Saga Chapter 2. It did get its official announcement, so they are still wanting to, you know, promote this next upcoming DLC for Xenoverse 2, right? I was actually very surprised that they dropped this literally, again, like a week before Sparking Zero is dropping. I thought they were going to wait a little bit, you know, wait for the hype to die down after, you know, Sparking Zero drops, people play it, etc., you know. Eventually, every game when it first comes out, you play it, you unlock everything, and the hype definitely does, you know, start to die down a little bit. Now, Sparking Zero, granted, this game is extremely exciting. There's going to be a lot of content, a lot of people playing it, and it's most likely going to be the biggest game for Dragon Ball and just probably anime in general. I do have good high hopes for it, you know, being the best-selling Dragon Ball game easily, and then it has good potential of being the highest best-selling anime game of all time, in my opinion. Okay, we'll see what happens when it actually drops and everything. But they've stated this, you know, several times before when it comes to the devs and the producers of all of the Dragon Ball games. They want to keep every single Dragon Ball game unique and kind of its own thing and not have anything, you know, kind of cross into the other Dragon Ball games. And what I mean by that is, as you guys know, Sparking Zero and Xenoverse 2, they're very similar in the aspect that they're both arena fighting games with a lot of characters and a lot of content, right? Now, when it comes to Xenoverse 2, they're keeping it more of the avatar aspect, okay? It's about the avatar, your character. You create your own character, you customize your character, and have your character participate in the story with all these crazy new unique things, okay? As you guys saw with the recent trailer, you know, you have Few doing stuff with God of Destruction Belmont and a new ultra super villain Jiren and stuff. That's just how it's been, okay? Recently with that, you know, the Future Saga chapters. It's been very unique and creative, and that's why a lot of people are excited for it, right? Now, when it comes to Sparking Zero, there will be what-if paths and things in the story mode, but there's no customization in terms of character, you know, avatars and stuff. Like, for example, like Jump Force, and I think One Punch Man had the avatar aspect and stuff. Shinobi Striker has it. A lot of these anime games now, they're doing that, okay? And they usually have, like, two different ones. You have the avatar kind of, you know, anime game, and then you have the, like, hardcore, more, like, traditional, like, a 3D arena fighter and stuff, okay? Now, with Dragon Ball games, we have so many. We have Kakarot, we got Xenoverse 2, we got Fighters, we got Legends, you know. there's so many Dragon Ball games that are currently going on right now, and they're all getting updates. So that's their goal. That's what they want to do, okay? Their goal is to have as many of these games out there as a different genre for those specific people that want that genre, okay? It's their target audience. And because Sparking Zero is so similar to Xenoverse 2 in terms of just it being an arena fighter, okay, that's just like the only thing that they really share, and obviously, you know, a lot of characters and stuff, it's only natural that a lot of Xenoverse 2 players are going to transition and gravitate towards Sparking Zero when it drops. So, like I said, I'm going to keep this as unbiased as possible. Yeah, I do think that when Sparking Zero drops in a week from now, the Xenoverse 2 player base is going to go down a lot, okay? I'm not saying that it's going to be complete zero or anything. There will be a small group of people that are still going to play the game for various reasons, okay? It's either going to be because they don't have a PS5, okay? You can only play Sparking Zero if you have a PS5. So some people who are just stuck on the PS4, they'll still continue to play, you know, Xenoverse 2, right? Because, I mean, they don't really got a choice until they can get a PS5. That's aspect number one, okay? Aspect number two, people just want to play as their character. When Sparking Zero drops and, you know, that comes out and everything, and you get it, you don't have an avatar. Again, that's one of the main reasons why there is no avatar. They're trying to keep these games separated like that. So a lot of people, you know, they just like to use their own character. They like to go into photo mode, make their own quote-unquote like stories or whatever. So let's go ahead and move on over to SteamDB. Okay, what people love to use to gauge how many players are currently playing, and they think that this is the end-all, be-all. This is all the players for this game in total across all consoles. People use this all the time, and honestly, I understand why people do it. It's just because this is the only like public way of knowing how many people are playing a game, okay? When it's like a really popular game, people can, you know, see for the most part that, you know, there are a lot of players in that specific game. Now, when it comes to the Dragon Ball games or even anime games, more people are playing this on console. So as you can see right now, okay, this is like, it's like 7 a.m., okay? There are 802 people in the game right now. And while that is really low, that's actually kind of the range of players, at least on SteamDB, who are playing the Steam version. That's like the general like player base. That it's consistently around 800 to maximum. I'll see like 1,000. Okay, the 24-hour peak was like what, 2,073. Again, it's like 7 a.m. Depends on your time zone. It's gonna fluctuate, right? Now let's actually check how it's been over the year, okay? And this is the general trend when it comes to Xenoverse 2, at least on Steam. And this can give you like, it's like a small sample size of how many players are actually in the game, okay? They said, oh, there are 1 million players that play this worldwide, okay? That's what the actual, you know, what Bandai stated on their official like webpage like a year ago or whatever. And while I think that, yeah, it's true that there are probably 1 million players worldwide that probably own the game and like will get into the game and play it for a little bit. I don't think that's consistent. Like it's like of all time, like this, what you're seeing right now, like, oh, there are 1 million players total playing the game right now. I think there are like a lot. There are definitely thousands of players that play this game every single day, you know, consistently. But the 1 million thing, I think, is they weren't specifying exactly what that meant, right? Now, again, let's look at the trend here. Okay, here's an example of one of the highest peaks that had almost 5,000 players. Okay, this is on Steam. This was October 9th, okay, 2023. Now, if you go back and you know what that date is, that's whenever the new Ultra Instinct Awoken skill came out, the new update for the festival, the universes, all that stuff. So yeah, anytime this happens, an influx of players come in, a lot of new people, or just, you know, people are getting into the game because they want to, you know, unlock this new stuff, like the skill, or, you know, whatever it may be, all the new additions, they want to play the update, right? And then, you know, it slightly goes down, and then over, you know, the next couple of weeks, it goes back down to the general player base that you're going to see, okay? Again, around like 1,000 to 2,000 players is the general, you know, range of players that are consistently playing the game whenever it's just like a stagnant period, nothing really going on. And then a new update comes through, and then boom, you know, 3,000 players. Okay, we're back up to it, okay? And then it goes back down, and then a new update comes, and then boom, like, you know what I mean? Like, this happens all the time, okay? Obviously, there's nothing really too crazy going on. I think mainly more players come in through, well, what is it, the Festival of the Universes, but I'm just giving you guys an example, okay? The 24-hour peak and all that. Now, the all-time peak was like 19,000 people. I think that was when the game first dropped, okay? I don't think it ever got up to 20K people, maybe not even 10K people, okay, from what I'm seeing. Like, if we go to the 3 year... Yeah, 3 years, okay? The maximum that I'm seeing is they getting up to like what? Like 4,000, like 5,000 people. Like that's just how it's been, right? And that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think that Sparking Zero will necessarily kill this game off like completely. What I'm thinking and how I feel about the whole Xenoverse 2 versus Sparking Zero kind of debate or whatever that's been going on is that, yes, I do believe that Sparking Zero will definitely affect the player base of Xenoverse 2, especially when it first drops. Again, like, even me, okay, somebody who loves Xenoverse 2, I'm immediately going towards Sparking Zero. It's a brand new game, right? Everybody's going to be playing this. Everybody and their mom's going to be playing this. Again, the people who, you know, don't have a PS5, they're most likely going to just stick with Xenoverse 2. Now, this player base that you're seeing right here could absolutely shrink, okay, from the general norm. Like I said, around like 800 to 2,000 players. That might be even lowered, like even more, right? We could see this get to like the maximum we might see is maybe like 200, 300 players, or even less than that, right? As soon as Sparking Zero drops, it's just naturally a lot of people are going to be playing that game, okay? And obviously they're going to be playing it for at least 1 full month. Okay, I think that's generally how long it would take for people to kind of get all the characters, do most of the story, all the general, you know, basic stuff, okay? And then from then on, you know, the player base on Sparking Zero might decrease a little bit, or hey, maybe it'll increase, okay? Maybe once the holidays roll around, more people will be, you know, buying the game and playing the game because they got money from Christmas and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I can't exactly predict how it's going to work, but Sparking Zero, it's the new face. It's the new kid on the block, and people are going to be going towards that game. Like I said, including myself, somebody who loves Xenoverse 2 and has been playing it for these, you know, past 7 years. I do agree with what a lot of people are saying. It definitely did its job. This was the arena fighter. That was the only arena fighter that we could play, okay? For a Dragon Ball game, this was our Tenkaichi substitute until we got our brand new one, okay? Because before that, it was Raging Blast, and before that, it was, you know, Tenkaichi 3. And there were still people that would go back and play those games and everything, but because Xenoverse 2 would get updates, and it was, you know, it was just getting fresh new shit that none of the other Dragon Ball games were really getting for the most part, okay? You know, this is why everybody wanted to just stick with this game, but it absolutely did its job for the time that it, you know, was ruling the arena fighter genre. But now that Sparking Zero's dropping, I definitely think that, you know, Xenoverse 2 will get affected by it, okay? I'm not going to be completely blind and say, oh, Xenoverse 2 it's going to be, you know, everybody's still going to be playing that game, right? No. Realistically, okay, let's be real, right? Sparking Zero is him, okay? It is that game, right? So let's talk about this real quick, okay? Because I do think that once Xenoverse 2 releases its next DLC, which is going to be Chapter 2 of the Future Saga, people will go back and play that game. And it's going to be the same exact trend that we're seeing here, okay? Nobody's playing, really, whenever there's not much content, no new content. New content comes out, boom, 4,000 players, okay? And granted, it might not be 4,000 players. Maybe it'll only be 2,000 or 3,000 players, okay? But more people will get back into the game whenever new DLC will drop. Now, let's talk about my community post that I posted, because I said, will you still play Future Xenoverse 2 DLC after Sparking Zero releases, right? And, you know, I was actually kind of surprised. I did see it pretty mixed, okay? There were people who said yes, and there were people who said no, absolutely not. Okay, Aiden here says, yes, I will. Son Goku, definitely both Xenoverse 2 and Kakarot 2. Again, all the other Dragon Ball games are getting updates, and they will be getting future content, so people will go back to those games whenever new content drops. Okay, that's only natural. I don't really see too many people who are just not going to play the content on those games, right? Whenever it's new content after, you know, Sparking Zero releases and, you know, they kind of did everything. If you beat Sparking Zero and you've done everything, what are you doing at that point? You're just waiting for the new content, or maybe you're just doing like, what is it, PvP or the custom battle mode and stuff. Like there's a lot that people can do in the game even after you unlock all the characters, right? But just again, naturally over time, there are going to be less, like, you know, less and less more people that are going to be playing the, less and less more people, just going to be less people playing the game, you know, after months and months and months of just not having any new content. Okay, again, you unlock everything, you do most of the stuff, and then at that point, it's just like, okay, do you want to play PvP? Do you want to do custom battle? Or do you want to just play a different game? Or go back to a game that, you know, for example, Xenoverse 2? Because Xenoverse 2 was kind of, it's a comfort game, okay? People have just become very comfortable with it, including myself, in terms of the controls and the things about it. Like, it's just like a second skin for you, okay? So that's why I see there will be some people that just want to stay with that game, or if you're like me, you're going to be playing both, right? Or like Son Goku here, both Xenoverse 2 and Kakarot and Sparking Zero and all that stuff, okay? Damn right, shit, I'll play both of them, I don't care, until all 4 chapters and few are finally done. Besides, I still need 2-to-1 orange transformation from Namekians, right? Yeah, there are still things in Xenoverse that, you know, people want to play, right? Now here's an example of somebody that's not going to play Xenoverse 2. I quit Xenoverse 2 4 years ago. I definitely won't even think about going back after Sparking Zero. Now, this person has they've been done with it for 4 years, okay? Of course, I still play Xenoverse 2. I don't have a PS5, but if I did, here's an example, right? I'd still play Xenoverse 2 since I made some good friends on that game. Yeah, moving on here, I will play both, and I remember when Fighters was released, Xenoverse 2 is dead. Kakarot released, Xenoverse 2 is dead. And now Xenoverse 2 is still played, and we will see if Sparking Zero is the Xenoverse 2 killer. And yeah, I absolutely agree. They've said it time and time and again. Oh, you know, this new game came out, it's going to kill it. Now, granted, those are a different genre and everything. Sparking Zero and Xenoverse 2, they are in the same realm in terms of their genre, but they're still different. So I don't think it's going to completely kill the game. So I'm just using these as some examples of people, you know, their perspective on things if they want to or not. And again, it was pretty mixed. There are going to be people who just will never go back to the game. And that's entirely fine, right? I can absolutely see why they won't. And it's usually people who've just been fed up with the game and they're just done with the game. They're tired of it. They've been burnt out on it. And that's cool, right? So as long as Xenoverse 2 is still getting DLC and still getting support from the devs, I don't see it truly dying, okay? The only thing that's going to kill Xenoverse 2, truly, like, I mean, it's going to be done. There's like maximum 100 people who will still play the game. That's when I think Xenoverse 2 has been just kind of like, you know, you pulled the plug, right? In a sense, okay? And that's because the devs feel like they're done with everything that they want to do with the game. But we have at least 1 full year of content on the way, you know, from what we're seeing here, okay? 2 more chapters after this one, which chapter 2 probably at the end of this year, December or early next year, that'll probably drop. And then maybe we'll see 3 and 4 happen sometime in 2025 and maybe early, you know, 2026. That's at the very minimum. That's how much content is left for this game as far as we know. How many times have they said, oh, you know, that, or like they've done stuff where it's like, oh, Xenoverse 2 has ended or something like that. You expect it to end and then boom, out of nowhere after like 4 months, here's another DLC. It's coming on the way, right? Do I still think Xenoverse 3 will happen? I think there still is a chance, okay? You know why? Do you know why I think this? Okay, because people think I'm crazy, and that's fine. I absolutely understand I am batshit crazy, but I think that Xenoverse 3 is still possible because the reason why a lot of people are fed up with Xenoverse 2 is that they just keep pumping out content, and they're not actually doing, like, these quality of life changes. Like, we've had the same base shit forever, right? It's been, you know, oh, new costumes, new story, new characters. There hasn't been anything really, like, groundbreaking for like that just changed the game completely. They added in like every now and then cross verses, like that's a new mode that happened, but I mean it hasn't been anything where it's like, oh, here's a new race, a new CAC race, or here's some new CAC hairstyles or stuff like that. Like that's all shit that Xenoverse 3 could expand upon, and they still haven't done it after 8 fucking years. Like, you're kidding me, right? It's just been all the basic same shit, okay? Even though it's cool and it's fun, it has, you know, like I said, it's been the same stuff to where it's like, oh, they released this DLC, you play it for a week, maximum 2 weeks, and that's it. The game, you know, do you even go back to the game? And I've personally been in that situation, okay? The new content comes out, I'll play for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month, okay? Maximum, I'll play it for a month, and that's it, okay? And then the game, I just don't really go back to it unless I'm playing like mods. That's the only thing that has really kept this game truly alive, has been mods, okay? Some people will argue, oh, well, they've been doing consistent content and stuff. It's like, well, within those like 4 to 5 month gaps of when there's no content, what do, right? After you unlocked everything, you beat everything. People usually go and play mods like Revamp. Okay, Revamp recently had their huge update, and you know, people love that, and people have been playing that, and people say that it's even better than what the devs have done. I can't argue with that. But then again, you know, it is different, right? The devs, they have more restrictions. The fans, Revamp team, they have all the flexibility in the world to do whatever they really want, right? So yeah, that's my overall video. Again, I wanted to yap about this, okay, because it was something that I'm, you know, invested in, I'm interested in, I'm passionate about. I love Xenoverse 2, and I love Sparking Zero. The game ain't even out yet, and I absolutely am in love with it. I cannot wait to play it. But I think whenever new content rolls around for Xenoverse 2, I'll definitely go back. I'm pretty sure there will be some people that go back. But Xenoverse 2, it's not truly dead until the devs pull the plug on it and finish off the game completely. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, subscribe here in the channel, ring my notification bell, and let me know down in the comments if, you know, you think this game is done for you, or if you will continue to play it as DLC comes out. Have a great one. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.